You're in luck. Acres, your premier John Deere dealer, recently dropped its prices on select late model tractors, combines, planters, and sprayers. Trade in your old equipment today and get never-before-seen discounts that can save you over $100,000. With great financing options and our A-plus support, there's no better time to upgrade. Visit your local Acres store or see the huge savings at acres.com. That's AKRS.com to see the best prices in the nation.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com. Serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies and light southeast winds. See an afternoon high around 83. Tonight, mostly clear and calm, with a low around 62. And tomorrow, probably sunny, but showers and storms arrive in the afternoon. See a high around 85. I'm meteorologist Kyle Hucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, neighbor.
Nate, there's a fully inflated hot air balloon in your backyard.
I know. Isn't it great?
But why? You can't keep it there. The homeowners association will go crazy.
Oh, I'm not going to keep it up there. I'm going to fly it over the Nebraska football game on Saturday to get the best seat in the house.
Nate, you don't have to do that. Just enter the Nebraska Lottery's Lotto America Ticket Snap promotion. Until August 5th, buy a Lotto America ticket with the All-Star bonus and enter the voucher number online for a chance to win Nebraska football Skybox season tickets, an incredible football and volleyball weekend experience, or regular football season tickets.
Well, that is a better way to get a great view.
Yeah, one other question. Why is the balloon in the shape of a giant volleyball? You were going to fly over a football game.
It's the only decent thing the rental place had left. It was either this, a hockey puck, a banana, or a giant poodle. Even I have my standards.
Lotto America top prize odds, 1 in 26 million.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road. Without a strong IT partner, your business ends up overspending, underperforming, wearing too many hats, complicating your work, and more. Applied Connective Technologies can help with experts in every facet of technology. If it plugs in, powers on, or charges up, they're your people. Imagine being able to call one team for all your technology solutions rather than a village of vendors and providers. For all your needs in managed IT and cybersecurity, phone systems, physical security, infrastructure, and audio or video, head to appliedconnective.com to better your business today. Prodigy Baseball Academy, Lincoln's premier baseball program, is excited to partner with the #1 national youth and high school program to offer a larger player development program with a national network for tournaments and recruiting. Prodigy Baseball has been nominated several years by the Lincoln Choice Awards for outstanding dedication to youth baseball. Come see the USA Prime Prodigy difference. For a full listing of tryouts and to learn more about USA Prime Prodigy, check them out on Facebook at Lincoln Prodigy Baseball or at lincolnprodigybaseball.com. USA Prime Prodigy is excited to announce the tryouts for the upcoming season. Prodigy Baseball is where players in Lincoln go to receive player development, a competitive tournament schedule, and incredible family atmosphere. USA Prime Prodigy will be hosting tryouts July 14th through the 16th at 6 p.m. at Optimus Sports Complex for ages 7 to 14. Jalen Wordley, Caleb Clark, and Mason McConaughey from Husker Baseball will be there to sign autographs and talk to the youth. Tryouts start on July 14th at 6 p.m. Learn more at LincolnProdigybaseball.com.
This is Bree Fansteel, local race car driver. Join me and James Rowland every Sunday at 7 p.m. for The Finish Line, where we discuss off-road, on-road, and sometimes next-to-the-road racing on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Looking for a job that feels like family? Join Lincoln Industries, where tradition meets innovation. They're a family-owned, privately held manufacturing company with a passion for excellence and a commitment to their community. They have openings on all shifts at both the main plant and Air Park facilities, offering flexibility to fit your schedule. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you there. At Lincoln Industries, they invest in their people's success, providing opportunities for growth and advancement. Apply now and become a part of something special at Lincoln Industries.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, maybe I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I am a huge guy.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. I wish I could say happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. It's the happy hour. 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Rico with you. Hello, Rico.
Hello.
How's the day?
So far, so good.
Anything exciting going on around the Rico household today? Can you talk into the microphone? I feel like we've talked about this.
I have to set this up, all right? Because you sat not where I thought you were going to sit, so I had to switch it.
Well, I am flustered now. I'm flustered.
I can tell.
Because there's been a thief roaming the 93.7 The Ticket studios.
Thievery, he says.
And I think it's from Rico. So there was cash.
Why do you just assume that it's me?
There was cash in my wallet.
Yes, there was.
I put my wallet
on the table.
On the table by my laptop
Mm-hmm.
in the vicinity of you, Bella, and Austin.
Yes.
And I walked outside to my vehicle, walked back in, and my wallet was there.
Yes.
But all of my cash was gone.
Yes.
Where is it?
I don't know.
402-464-5685. Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line. Who do you think stole the cash?
Who do you think has Nick's money? Is it Bella? Is it Rico? Is it Austin? Is it anonymous person D?
So this is where Rico knows who took it. But since he's not telling me,
I told you,
I have his wallet now. So now I have thieved you back.
See, that's thievery because I don't have your cash, but you have my wallet. So I know you have my wallet. I don't have your cash because I emptied all my pockets. So now we have an issue.
I did take your wallet.
You did.
I will happily say that I took your wallet.
Gonna file a police report.
There's one sitting across the street at the bus stop. Go ahead.
Ain't nobody in that car. You and I both know ain't nobody in that car.
Go ahead, Rico. Go walk on over there. See what's going on.
Earthquake Blue says sip.
No, so here's the thing: it was in my wallet. It was in my wallet prior to walking out to my car.
Thomas and Lincoln says it can't be Rico. Rico's top 5 on the ticket people.
Not anymore. Never. Not on mine.
Top 5 would never.
He's not top 5 on mine. Bottom 5.
Crowbait says it's Austin. He just has that kind of haircut.
I did go over to Austin. He said, cash? What cash? Caller says he knows, but doesn't want to tell.
No.
This is okay. Real talk. It's actually somewhat of a substantial amount. I need that back.
Hey, give me my wallet and I'll tell you.
I don't trust. I'll give you a piece of your wallet.
No, right here. Look, I promise.
Was it Jay Foreman?
I promise. Give me the wallet. It was not Jay Foreman.
I was gonna say Jay. I trust Jay.
Give me the wallet.
Oh, I want that.
Yeah,
that's
coupon. Yours. Give me the wallet. All right. Somebody in the building has your money.
Somebody in the building.
There you go.
Terrell Farley's gone.
Yep.
It's not Bella. It's not Rico. It's not Austin.
But it is not in anybody in this building's pockets. That's 2 hints.
Is it? It's in my backpack, isn't it?
That's what
Rico, talk.
That would be really funny. Today on the happy hour, shout out to our sponsors, Empire Fence and Netting and Fence and Netting, for all the support that they give us. Today on the happy hour, we are going to get into the running back discussion, the running back room for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, because although there is a decent amount of talent, a substantial amount of talent in the running back room, is Nebraska going to have a 1,000-yard rusher? That's everybody's question every single year. Is there going to be a 1,000-yard rusher? Well, to me, I don't think it's completely necessary, but we're going to get into that shortly when Nick comes back into the room, because you have the talented transfer in Dante Dowdell out of Oregon. You have Ramir Johnson coming back for what seems like, as Nick said, his 12th year at Nebraska. Gabe Ervin Jr., who was the first ever true freshman to start the season as the starter for Nebraska football, comes back. You have a litany of running backs in that running back room who can offer you a lot, but we're going to get into that a little bit here shortly, and we'll discuss that. Hey, how you doing?
It's not in my backpack.
Oh, darn.
I don't know where it's at.
DP does not have it, Fred, not Hoiberg. He's not in the building.
No, I don't know. I'll find it before I leave.
You'll find it.
I have a meeting at 2:30, so it needs to be found before 2:30.
I will make sure that you have your money before you leave.
Thank you. I'm all is well now in the world. You're welcome for handing you your wallet back.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Because I could have taken it for all you're worth.
You're not getting much.
Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. As Rico said, definitely want to get into the running back conversation, because it's kind to build off of what Rico said. Think back to like last year and every single other year. Honestly, all the way back to, I'd probably say Taylor Martinez, besides other than Tanner Lee, what's been a common denominator in Nebraska's offense? Well, it's been a quarterback run game, whether it was Taylor Martinez, whether it was Tommy Armstrong, go down the list, even backups were involved in it. Maybe not so much Ron Kellogg, but other backups were capable of running the ball. Even like AJ Bush was one. He ended up transferring out to Illinois.
Cody Green.
But then also last year and in previous years, Adrian Martinez and Heinrich Harburg,
Luke McCaffrey,
Jeff Sims had the running element. Through all of those, Logan Smothers as well.
Low Smo.
Through all of those, the quarterback run game was prevalent in Nebraska's offense. And this year going into it, not that Nebraska is going to have a non-existent quarterback run game, but in all reality, I think Nebraska fans can all agree that they'd hope that Nebraska has more of a traditional rushing attack and involving the running backs more specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So I really wanted to dive deeper into the running back room, because we know that they went through the portal to get Dante Dowdell from Oregon. We know that they retain Emmett Johnson, guys like Gabe Ervin as well. So we know maybe what Nebraska brings back in a couple of those. But also, how's it going to look? Because the guy that's had the most rushing yard, or one of the most rushing yards in the last couple of years for Nebraska, was Ramir Johnson, who had over 500 in 2021 when he took over. But think about that. Was that year that Ramir Johnson was really, really good and started the season low on the depth chart, and because of Gabe Ervin injuries and because of other things going on in that running back room, was able to play. Ramir Johnson, that was in 2021. That was 3 years ago, 3 seasons ago. And so, unfortunately, Nebraska just hasn't been there. And I brought it up on the show this morning with Raph, where, gosh, think back to like the rooms, and obviously maybe some of our wiser listeners can say, well, think back to the days of Amon Green, and shout out to AG, and think back to the days of Lawrence Phillips and Johnny Rock. Like the list goes on and on. But like even for me, a 23-year-old, I can sit here and go, man, remember when Roy Haleu and Rex Burkhead were running in the backfield,
mm-hmm.
and Amir Abdullah? Like, I remember we were sitting talking to Amir last weekend or 2 weekends ago, and I thought to myself, I looked up Amir's stats after we got done talking to him.
They're just ridiculous.
And the guy was a machine. And Nebraska just hasn't had, it's not that they're not capable of having that guy. They just haven't had it, whether that's because of lack of identity, mm-hmm. or coaching staff not necessarily going through with the game plan, or not finding a hot hand, not sticking with the hot hand, whatever the reason is, because I think there are multiple reasons that it hasn't been that case. I think we can all agree that we hope that that's what we see in Nebraska's offense this year.
Everybody's been talking about the need for a workhorse running back, a la, Amir Abdullah when he was in his heyday towards the latter half of his career when he was starting the games, rushing for 1,000 yards a season. And that's the magical number, right? A running back with 1,000 yards in a season. That's what everybody wants to get to. But if you go back through the years, you have running backs. I mean, I'm just back in 2019 right now, and you have Dedrick Mills, who people thought was a solid running back, right?
Yes.
He finished the season with 745 rushing yards. Now, I don't believe that he was the starting running back. He was not the starting running back at the beginning of the season. That was Maurice Washington, if people remember him and how athletic he was. Then he had his legal issues and all of that. But Dedrick Mills, going through the season, that was a solid season. I don't think that you need 1,000 yards rushing to have a successful season for Nebraska at the running back position. Would that make it a lot? Would that make the season better and probably lead to more wins? Yeah, probably, because you have somebody who you can just turn around and hand the ball off to and let them go to work. But to me, with Nebraska's running back situation, it's been a lack of understanding what you have in the running back room. It's been trying to force people into roles that they're not comfortable with, or misusing the running backs that you have in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you had Wan'Dale Robinson, he shouldn't have been running. If you were going to use him at running back, should not have been running between the tackles. When you had Dedrick Mills, you should have been handing the ball off to him more. Anthony Grant got extremely close to 1,000 yards. 2 years ago? And yeah, 2 years ago, Anthony Grant got around 900 plus yards on the season. And that was a guy, again, who didn't start the season as the starting running back. So it's figuring out what you have early, not sticking with it, and the ability to use these guys in ways that complement their skill sets, and not trying to take a potential, third down, get him into space back where you're going to pass him the ball or run him outside the tackles, and saying, you know what, it's 3rd and 3. Let's run between the tackles with this guy.
I think when you look at Nebraska's plan, if you will, Nebraska running backs didn't lose anybody out of the backfield from last year to this year. Okay, that's a positive.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe last year you can give maybe a little bit of slack just because the offense was putrid at times. And you also lost a couple of bodies from that 2022 season into the 2023 year, most notably A.J. Allen, who ended up going to Miami and playing a significant amount. Miami's potentially, under Mario Cristobal, going to be a top 15 team this year in college football. So the room is there's a lot of bodies, right? But most notably, the guys that we'll probably see on Saturdays are the likes of Gabe Ervin, Emmett Johnson, Dante Dowdle, Ramir Johnson are kind of where the four names that I think Nebraska fans are really hone in on. And that's fine. I think the running back by committee, we obsess over that phrase. And I think we obsess over the 1,000-yard rusher statistic a little too much. I think running back by committee is increasingly common at the college level. I think, I mean, to be frank, injuries happen a lot. And more than likely, Nebraska is going to probably have some offensive injuries. Nebraska also had a lot of injuries on the offensive side of the ball last year, right? Starting with quarterbacks at times. Even Heinrich Haarberg got banged up later in the season. And you had Gabe Ervin get hurt. And you had Isaiah Garcia Castaneda get hurt. And you had Billy Kemp banged up. And
Marcus Washington.
You had a lot of guys last year on Nebraska's offense have season-ending injuries. Well, going forward now this year, what I would say is you don't have the cushion of a quarterback that primarily wants to scramble. And maybe Heinrich Haarberg didn't want to do that primarily last year, but let's be honest and call it what it was. Nebraska's offense was best last season when Heinrich Haarberg was running the football.
It was necessary for him to run the football in order for Nebraska to have any kind of offense.
But it has been for years. This even predates Matt Rule. Like it was crucial to Scott Frost's offense that Adrian Martinez or whoever was back there, Logan Smothers or Luke McCaffrey, it was imperative that they had a running element to them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now with Glenn Thomas at quarterback's coach, Marcus Satterfield obviously back with the tight ends, but still the offensive coordinator, and Matt Rule kind of overseeing it all. I think this year, I believe that you're not going to see Dylan Raiola try to tuck it down and scamper away. He'll have the ability to do so, but I don't know if he'll rely on it, which is probably a positive for Nebraska because that means that there's going to be more of that quote unquote pro style type of offense or pro style type of feel. But also, I think it's going to really do two things. It's going to force the running back room to be accountable, force, frankly, EJ Barthel to be accountable and be held accountable. And it's also going to give an opportunity to some of the guys to step up because maybe last year it was, a sum of everything, adding everything together. Nebraska's offense was bad and you could pick apart position by position. Running backs were not great. Quarterback play was bad. Wide receiver play, maybe not so great. Offensive line was fine. You could pick position by position apart. But this year, with the depth in the wide receiver room, a lot of bodies return there. What we dove into it yesterday, Dylan Raiola, what we kind of expect from him going forward. And I think part of that, just to really put a bow on that conversation from yesterday regarding Dylan Raiola specifically, I think I really want to see the maturation of Dylan Raiola from game to game. And that's where having Glenn Thomas in the room is going to be interesting because hopefully we're able to see improvement. There will be freshman mistakes, but I hope that we, from week 1 to week 6 can notice a difference, at least in one aspect of Dylan Raiola's game, because that's also been a thing that's kind of escaped Nebraska in recent years. But back to the running backs, it's going to force the coaches to be accountable in the fact of, all right, if the running game's just not there, the traditional running game just isn't there, but the rest of the offense is, I think you're going to notice, a little bit of that. But then it also gives the opportunity on the positive side of things to where, yeah, you know what, Gabe Irvin, you've been banged up a lot. Shout out to David from Renew, just driving by. You've been banged up a lot. But now's your time to show that you actually are stable and you are sustainable and able to handle the workload. Emmett Johnson, Emmett Johnson created a YouTube channel. You can go check it out where he's going to document this season. And in episode 1, he talks about, I didn't get the reps my first year. I had a red shirt. I didn't like that. I didn't get action until game 4 of my second year. And now this year I'm ready to prove it. All right, let's see it.
Make it happen.
Let's see it because you're going to get that opportunity because there's nobody really, there's not an Amir Abdullah. There's not a Rex Burkhead. There's not a Roy Halou. We talked to Amir on that Saturday, Rico. And I mean, he understood. He goes, listen, I came in and I understood that I needed to sit behind Rex and I understood that was my role. And I needed to find ways to contribute every time I got in the game, even if it was minimal, whether that was special teams. And you look at Amir Abdullah's career and how did that career start? Special teams, returning the ball effectively, most notably against Fresno State his freshman year.
Yes.
So I you look at this running back room and it's not, I think, maybe there's not supreme confidence in Nebraska. And like I said, I don't get so infatuated with the 1,000-yard rusher number, but man, you look at the potential and the possibility of Nebraska and their offense when we talk about a, complementary offense with the passing game and the running game. I think it's a good thing for Nebraska football and for all those fans that say they want Nebraska to get back to what they were. I think it's actually a positive that maybe we don't see so much quarterback designed run.
It's something that Nebraska needs to embrace. It's something that Matt Rule and his coaching staff have talked about, what they want to do more of a traditional running game and utilizing their running backs more in the running game and not relying on their quarterbacks as much. And if you go back and you look at the 2 best seasons for Matt Rule, the best season at Temple and his best season at Baylor, his best season at Temple, although he had a quarterback who has shown the ability to run in his first year as a starter in PJ Walker, the best season at Temple was his final year where they went 10-4. Matt Rule as the head coach went 10-3. Ed Foley coached the bowl game, went 0-1, lost the bowl game. PJ Walker had 3,295 yards passing and negative 100 yards rushing. That's sacks.
Obviously sacks. Yeah.
He ran the ball 65 times. I don't know how many of those he was sacked, and only 1 touchdown. So in reality, however many times he actually ran the ball, only had 1 rushing touchdown. He was passing the ball a lot more, 22 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Whereas at Baylor, his best year, again, his final year at Baylor when they went 11-3, Charlie Brewer, who, if you watched Baylor, ran the ball a decent amount. Well, that final season, Charlie Brewer did have the most rushing attempts, but did not lead the team in rush yards. He had 11 rushing touchdowns on 147 attempts, 344 yards, had 2 running backs with 600-plus yards running in JaMychal Hasty and John Lovett. While Charlie Brewer threw for, shout out to JaMychal Hasty, threw for 3,000-plus yards and 21 touchdowns. So although he ran the ball a decent amount, 147 times with 11 touchdowns, my not remembering the entire season or how all of that turned out, my guess would be that might be a lot of scrambling due to some coverage errors or some coverage things or some red zone opportunities, some sneaks and what have you. But the passing is a lot more pronounced in his best season at Temple and his best season at Baylor, and the running backs have a lot more yards. We had somebody on the text line say, if you want a good season, you need to combine your top 2 running backs 1,200 yards. At Baylor, JaMychal and John Lovett over 600 yards each. There's your 1,200 yards right there, and they go 10-3, 11-3, a really, really good season for Baylor, and that's utilizing a more traditional running game.
I think and there's so much to it. The 1,000-yard piece, that part's great. I don't care if Nebraska, if it takes 3 running backs to get. I think the number I value more is maybe the yards per carry or yards per attempt.
Mm-hmm.
Where if you can get around that 4 yards per carry number, it's like that old, the old adage of, wow, do that 3 times and you got a first down every single time. Yes, it's easier said than done to do that. But if once again, we talk about, maybe the maturation of Dylan Raiola, if on first down you can get 4 yards and allow your freshman quarterback to operate on 2nd and 6 rather than 2nd and 9 or 2nd and 12, well then, the offense completely changes. How about what if I told you that every year since 2019, except for one, and that year was 2022 when Anthony Grant almost had 1,000 yards, had 963. Outside of 2022, in 2019, 2020, 21, 23, Nebraska's leading rusher has been their quarterback.
I would 100% believe you.
2018 was the last year that Nebraska had the 1,000-yard rusher of Divino Zigbo.
Mm-hmm.
That was the year that Greg Bell started on the roster and then dipped out a couple of games in. But once again, I'll repeat that. Every year except for 2022, when Anthony Grant had 963 rushing yards, Nebraska's leading rusher has been their quarterback. And I'll go through it real quick because I have it pulled up here. As long as the computer continues to load. In 2019, Adrian Martinez, 790 rushing yards. And Dedrick Mills had 769. By the way, Adrian Martinez only played in 10 games that year. And still led the team in rushing. In 2020, Adrian Martinez, 604 rushing yards in 7 games. Led the team. Dedrick Mills was behind him, 418. How about this? Your 2 quarterbacks were the 2 leading rushers on the team. Adrian Martinez with 604, Luke McCaffrey with 432, and your first running back, Dedrick Mills, with 418. Wando Robinson had 252 that year. 2021.
Four of your top 5 in that year were not running backs.
2021, in the year that this was Ramir Johnson having to kind of step in after starting lower on the depth chart.
Mm-hmm.
Ramir Johnson finished the year with 514 rushing yards. Adrian Martinez, 723 rushing yards in 11 games played for him. I mentioned it. 2022 was 963 rushing yards by Anthony Grant to lead the team. And in 2023, we know it.
Harburg.
Yeah, it was Heinrich Harburg with 477. The rushing numbers for last year through injuries, and there have been injuries. I'm not trying to sit up here and be oblivious to those. Heinrich Harburg with 477, Anthony Grant with 413 last year. Anthony Grant also started the season not on the good side of the coaching staff also because of ball carrier issues. Emmett Johnson with 90 carries, 411 yards. Gabe Irvin, 196 yards on 38 carries. I just, once again, like you look at what needs to probably happen this year, and Nebraska wants to not only have their offense, and I guess this goes back into that freshman year Adrian conversation. Adrian regressed throughout his time, and part of that's coaching staff. And I'm aware of the fact that there's a new coaching staff in town. And year 2 of Matt Rule, we'll see what happens. The jury's still out there, but Adrian Martinez regressed. And this year specifically, I think it's very imperative that you have complementary football and that you get into more of those 2nd down and 6 or 2nd down and medium situations than you have in years past.
Mm-hmm. Because
when we're talking about the development of Dylan Raiola, you don't want him back there getting sacked 50 times in a season. You don't want him getting back there sitting and trying to run for his life like other quarterbacks have at Nebraska. I wish we could have seen the time when Adrian Martinez wasn't running for his life. And that starts up front. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But it also starts with the ability of a running back to make a guy miss initially and then go off to the races. A lot of it's done. A lot of the running back work, you got to make a first guy miss. Because if a guy does get into the backfield, that's on the running back in that situation to be elusive enough, agile enough, and make a guy miss. Make a jump cut. Figure out a way to shed a tackler, because that is helping out the offense. Nebraska's had so many loss of yards on running, just traditional running plays, because of the inability to just shed a tackle.
Well, and the thing with that is, as a coaching staff, you can't be afraid to continue to run the ball.
Yeah.
Regardless of if you lose yards on a run, if you're only gaining 2-3 yards for, 4 running plays or what have you, if you're not gaining a lot of yards, you can't just give it up and say, okay, well, running game's not going to work. Time to start passing the ball all over the yard. You have to stick with the running game because it only takes one. It takes one before the defense is like, okay, we got to respect this.
That is what I'm interested to see, just with like Marcus Satterfield now, offensive coordinator, tight ends coach, because I think it is different than having to work with the quarterbacks. Like I'm interested to see and find out if we can feel a difference in like how they feel about the game. Like, how are they calling it? Not only with like a serviceable quarterback. I think last year they had to be pretty conservative at times because of the quarterback situation.
Yeah.
And as many times as they said, we trust, what we have and we feel confident in that. I think play calling sometimes said differently. And that's nothing that they can control. Like, I'm not giving the staff a negative mark on that because of that. That's just kind of how it was. This year, I think you feel better, and maybe you give Dylan Raiola maybe some more chances on 2nd and medium, or you give running backs some more chances when okay, yeah, we have a guy that under snap or under center that can maybe improvise a little more. That's what makes such a good quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
The ability to improvise, man. The ability to, when things are going worst, how do you respond? That's one thing, frankly, Adrian did a pretty good job of at times, and he had to deal with it a lot.
He did better in that aspect, at least, he did better as he got older, because as a freshman, when things got bad, he would just tuck it and run. And as he got older, he would keep his eyes downfield and try to find somebody, try to make something of it. And as a last resort, he would run. The problem is he had to resort to that last resort a lot more often than he didn't. And I can confidently say your quarterback will not be your leading rusher this year.
I want to get to this text from Steven. We'll talk about that when we come back. Yeah, I just thought that's a good place to start. We're going to continue this conversation, maybe tie in the defense a little bit with this conversation as well. What does it mean for the defense going forward? We'll talk about that. Huge thanks to Empire Fence and Ending for their support of the program. As always, for Rico, I'm Nick. We'll talk to you right after we come back on 93.7 The Ticket.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
We have 2 boys, so we needed more space. We lived in a townhouse, so we decided to build.
Casey Bowman and her husband Joe built their first home with us. This is Bob Benish of Aspen Builders. Working with the Bowmans was fantastic.
And after the first meeting, we really liked them as people.
I was really skeptical about the whole building process, more so than Joe was. But they explained everything before it happened. If there were problems or issues along the way, they called and explained everything. They just really helped ease my mind.
They were really good about giving us options as far as what fit in the budget, what didn't fit in the budget. They have a designer, Rachel.
She was amazing. She was very helpful in making sure that our house turned out good. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change the lot. I wouldn't change colors. I love everything about it. Everything. It's perfect for us.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Right now at Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down. And I mean everything. Top-tier equipment? Check. 24-hour access? You bet. Free fitness training? Always. Workouts in the free PF app? What'd I tell you? Even super friendly team members.
Hey, welcome to Planet Fitness.
Oh, hey. I was just mentioning you.
Hey.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down, $15 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th. See Home Club for details.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Without a strong IT partner, your business ends up overspending, underperforming, wearing too many hats, complicating your work, and more. Applied Connective Technologies can help with experts in every facet of technology. If it plugs in, powers on, or charges up, they're your people. Imagine being able to call one team for all your technology solutions rather than a village of vendors and providers. For all your needs in managed IT and cybersecurity, phone systems, physical security, infrastructure, and audio or video, head to appliedconnective.com to better your business today. You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Get ready, Husker fans. The Big Red Preview is coming soon. Join us Saturday night, August 3rd, for an exclusive look at your Nebraska football team in action. Experience the excitement, the energy, the sights and sounds of a game day as the 2024 football season kicks off. Visit Huskers.com/tickets and bring your family, friends, and all your Big Red pride to Memorial Stadium Saturday night, August 3rd. That's Huskers.com/tickets. Brought to you by Husker Athletics and 1890 Nebraska. Winning tradition, future success.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Get ready, Husker fans. The Big Red Preview is coming soon. Join us Saturday night, August 3rd, for an exclusive look at your Nebraska football team in action. Experience the excitement, the energy, the sights and sounds of a game day as the 2024 football season kicks off. Visit Huskers.com/tickets and bring your family, friends, and all your Big Red pride to Memorial Stadium Saturday night, August 3rd. That's Huskers.com/tickets. Brought to you by Husker Athletics and 1890 Nebraska. Winning tradition, future success.
This is Bree Fansteel, local race car driver. Join me and James Rowland every Sunday at 7 p.m. for The Finish Line, where we discuss off-road, on-road, and sometimes next-to-the-road racing on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Get ready, Husker fans. The Big Red Preview is coming soon. Join us Saturday night, August 3rd, for an exclusive look at your Nebraska football team in action. Experience the excitement, the energy, the sights and sounds of a game day as the 2024 football season kicks off. Visit Huskers.com/tickets and bring your family, friends, and all your Big Red pride to Memorial Stadium Saturday night, August 3rd. That's Huskers.com/tickets. Brought to you by Husker Athletics and 1890 Nebraska. Winning tradition, future success.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
I don't believe you people.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people?
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the show. It's the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert, Rico with you, 402-464-5685. The Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line are both open for you guys the rest of the way here, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube. Twitter makes you pay for it, which is stupid. Allo Channel 961.
I blame Elon Musk.
Yeah. Anyway, let's.
Wow, that was weird.
How about that transition?
Yeah.
Well, never mind.
What?
There's a text that we got.
Oh yeah.
Still haven't found my cash, by the way. Text that we received from Steven on the text line. Steven's phone number says it's from North Carolina. Steven, let us know if you're listening in North Carolina.
Are you a Duke fan or a Tar Heels fan?
There
is a wrong answer.
Anyway, Steven says having real wide receivers and good tight ends should make the defense play more honest as well. Not sure what real wide receivers are, but yes, I
actual ones.
I'm catching your drift, man. Here's the thing.
A little rude, but it's okay. I understood where
you're a fraud. I'm wide receiver for Nebraska. You're a fake wide receiver. You sit on a throne of lies. You eat beef and cheese. Anyway, so yes, no, Steven, in all seriousness, yes. Receivers and then tight ends. I don't know what to expect from the defense this year. I think everybody's expecting them to take a step forward, and that's fine, right? But I'm not sure how big of a step forward is right to accept or to expect. But also, I'm not sure about a couple of the bodies.
I'm worried about the defense on the defensive side of the ball. One particular group, and I was talking to Austin about this, where we were talking about the most important groups for Nebraska, or the most worrisome groups. Running back was 1A for me and was 1 for him. My 1B is specifically not all of the defensive backs, specifically the corner position. Because Tommy Hill had a wonderful season last year, right? The numbers were spectacular. Everything he did was spectacular. Can he repeat that? Is he truly the lockdown corner that he showcased last year? And on the other side, who the heck is going to be the other corner? who is going to be the other boundary corner opposite of Tommy Hill? Who's going to be there, and are they going to be able to hold up their end of the bargain if Tommy does repeat what he did last year? So to me, that corner position is something that I'm not scared, but I'm worried about Nebraska having enough there. Like the defensive line, we know veteran, older, get old, stay old. Well, they're old on the defensive line. You have confidence that they'll be able to do their thing, right? Whether it's get sacks, get pressure on the quarterback.
Time out. Do we?
Because I thought we all agreed that this defensive line is going to be solid.
There's a difference between, I think, Nebraska's biggest issue over the last couple of years has been to generate a pass rush.
Yes.
I think like we looked at, and maybe I'm just completely off my hinge here, where I view it more as like this is like a Damian Daniels type of feel, where than a Randy Gregory type of feel.
Okay, I agree with you there. I wasn't saying
just
that
plug space.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that they're going to. I said do their thing, like whether that's getting sacks, applying pressure, stopping the run, whatever their best thing is. I think that we're all kind of on the same page of the defensive line is going to do their thing.
They're going to be one of the best at whatever their best part is. And this is like, I'm interested to ask the guys next week in Indy, like, what is it? Right. Because Nebraska's biggest bugaboo has been to like generate a consistent pass rush. And yes, that's accurate.
Mm-hmm.
And we talk about the experience. Well, one of the guys on the edges is going to be Cameron Lenhart, who's going into still year 2. And the other one's going to be either Princewell Uman-Mielen or it's going to be Jamari Butler. And then you have, you throw in Riley Van Poppel and spurts, and whenever Ty Robinson and Nash Hutmaker need some breaks, you throw in some other guys. I would say linebacker. Like I'm somewhat curious, concerned about linebacker. Nebraska at times last year was kind of slow on the defensive side at linebacker.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know what the plan is. I think Stephon Thompson, needs to make sure that he's going to fill a void in somewhere in that middle spot. I think John Bullock needs to take a step forward at times. Consistent play. That's what I mean when I say take a step forward, because there were flashes last year, certainly. There were also a lot of opportunities to flash last year. But like outside guys, you don't have a Luke Reimer. You don't have that guy anymore. And so it's now.
Do you have faith in Javen Wright taking a step?
Do we?
Do you?
I guess. Like it's going to have to be.
I think you should, like you said, you've seen flashes from him.
Yes.
You've seen flashes from Bullock. MJ Sherman needs to take a step.
I'll say this. Like I say all of this and we say all of this. I think also to make Nebraska fans feel better in the fact of it doesn't need to be the type of defense that they had last year. Like it doesn't need to be, and the numbers probably aren't going to jump off the page like maybe they did last year. I think Nebraska, like I said, had a lot of opportunities to force turnovers, and they had a lot of opportunities to show that, yeah, we're a bend, don't break type of feel, because they got put on the field with their backs up against the wall time and time again.
So much.
But this is once again just like the evolution of the show here. What did we talk about last segment? Some sort of complementary football on the offensive side of the ball. If you have that, and special teams can come into this conversation at any point too, well, then you're not putting your defense up against the wall. If you don't have a minus 17 turnover margin, then you're not putting your defense up against the wall. They don't have to be such a bend, don't break type of mentality where you're thrilled with only allowing 3 points. It doesn't have to be that. It can be wow, Nash Hutmaker and Ty Robinson got 5 minutes of game time off to just refocus. Cool.
Go over some film.
Let's see where they're at. Well, no, it's let's see where they're at. Instead of, all right, we force, Nebraska's defense, Nebraska's defense forces a field goal. Great. Then 2 plays later on offense, Nebraska turns it over and Nebraska's defense got to go back out there.
In negative territory.
It's just like Nebraska, that's where, once again, just like that evolution of this conversation. Not only the quarterback, not only the running backs, the offensive line, everything plays a factor. Is the punter, Brian Buschini, able to kind of reverse field? He needs to be better than last year. Special teams as a whole needs to be better. Tristan Alvano needs to be much better.
Everybody helps everybody. Tristan Alvano being better would go a long way as well, because then you don't have to take as many chances when you're in plus territory because you have a kicker who you have faith in making a kick. You're not going to have to if you're sitting at 3rd and 12 from your 37. You're not going to be like, okay, we need to get this first down because if not, we're going to have to punt it from the 37.
I don't know. Maybe tomorrow we can talk a little bit more about the defense as we, through this week, really kind of dissected position by position, because that might give us a little bit more time to really research. Because like secondary, I'm not too like I think opposite of Tommy Hill, you're curious now because Bly Hill. But once again, like, and this was one thing I had with Evan Cooper, that now it's like it just doesn't matter who the coach is. It goes now to John Butler.
Mm.
Like you got a lot of bodies, and you've recruited a lot of guys.
Mm-hmm.
And as the coach in that room, like it's time to be fruitful in that.
What are we doing?
Right? There's been so many bodies, and this goes back to even previous staffs, right? Like I remember the year like Jaden Francois was here for a week and then dipped, and like that entire Miami crew with like Travis Fisher. And it was like, yeah, there's a lot of excitement around you as the coach, and there's a lot of positive things being said. There's great recruiting numbers.
Mm-hmm.
There's in both like stars and rankings, but also just in sheer numbers and volume. But then also once we got out to the fall, it was the conversation of, oh man, who's going to start opposite this guy? Or man, if somebody so-and-so gets hurt, who's behind him? And this is not me coming at guys, because here's the thing: fall ball hasn't started.
Yeah. And again, there are bodies there. There's going
so let's have that.
Somebody.
Let's talk about this. So on Nebraska's roster, and understandably so, a lot of these maybe walk-ons won't see the field, and that's fine. A lot of these are freshmen too.
Mm-hmm.
But it's guys like Ramir Stewart, who's going to be in year 3 or year 2 rather. DeAndre Barnes is in year 2. Sincere Safiula, year 2.
Kobe Bretz is in year 3.
Kobe Bretz, I think we see in a special teams role, and somewhat valuable special teams role. Dwight Boodle, year 2. Like this is where you hope that there's some sort of a step up, and it goes back to that quarterback conversation where it'd be ignorant and it'd be irresponsible of me specifically to sit here behind this microphone and say, yeah, there's not going to be a single bit of drop off between QB1 and QB2 or RB1 and RB3. I think that you can have the same conversation here. Tommy Hill goes down. Yeah, there's probably going to be a little bit of drop off. Same with if Marquise Buford is out of that secondary or Gifford's not able to play.
Deshaun Singleton.
But it doesn't mean that that automatically makes a group incoherent and unable to be successful.
They're all learning the same things. There are just some people who are farther along than others. There's going to be a drop off regardless of what happens. That's why you have starters and backups. There's going to be a drop off. It's just, can you make it so the drop off between number 1 and number 3 isn't going to kill you?
That's where Nebraska's, I think, biggest issues have sometimes been, is just that margin for error. And because it's been so minuscule.
Despite the coaches saying how much confidence they have, it's one of those where if the starter goes down, you're sitting there looking around like, crap, like we got to go with somebody now.
Nebraska, a lot of bodies in that defensive backs room. And this includes safeties as well. But some of the names. Here's the names for you. Marquise Buford Jr., Kobe Bretz, Malcolm Hartzog, Tommy Hill, Deshaun Singleton, Dwight Boodle, Blake Klossman, Gage Wager, Sincere Safiula, Mason Jones, DeAndre Barnes, Ramir Stewart, Isaac Gifford, Jeremiah Charles, Cooper Wilson, Derek Branch, Bryce Turner, Caleb Benning, Mario Buford, Roger Gradney, Rex Guthrie, Bly Hill, Donovan Jones, Braylon Prude, Amari Sanders, Larry Tarver Jr., Evan Taylor, and Preston Okafor. You need 4. You need 5.
Jeremiah Charles making the move over to defensive back from wide receiver, and also
and Jaden Doss is in that conversation too.
Jaden Doss is still up here listed as a wide receiver. He's making the move over to defensive back as well.
So that's where I'm also like, is that for an individual reason? Because maybe your skill set just fits better individually, or is it because of we're just going to try to find something? I don't know the answer. I'm not trying to throw that negativity out in the air. That's not what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
But it's honestly just public curiosity. I think it's not even criticism. Like that's not what I'm electing or trying to get at here. But that just gives you an idea of all the bodies in there. You need 5. You need, ideally like 8, 9, probably. but you need 5 on a given play. 5 guys to step up above the rest. 8 of your 18 to step up above the rest. And Nebraska struggled. That's why when we're sitting here going, yeah, man, opposite now that Bly Hill's banged up, we'll see if he's available at any point in the season. But what about Sincere Safiula? What about a freshman? Could we see a Caleb Benning show up? Could we see Donovan Jones, who was one of the best athletes in this class, by the way, from Omaha North High School? Could we see him step up? What about Roger Gradney, Mario Buford, guys that redshirted last year, where this summer and that fall last year and winter was crucial for? Can we see one of them, 2 of them make a jump? Because here's the thing. Going forward next year, you don't have Tommy Hill and you don't have Deshaun Singleton. Isaac Gifford, gone. That's 3 of your 5 that you're relying on to just go.
And then with how many bodies are there, you're going to be losing a couple more.
There's attrition.
Yeah. Like natural attrition is going to happen as well.
Certainly. There you go. We'll dive into this a little bit more tomorrow.
These skill positions, the defensive backs, the wide receivers, the running backs, to me are it's not easy regardless, but easier to make the transition from high school to college. So there is a chance you could see a true freshman at one of those positions. I'm not going to bank on it.
We saw it with Malcolm Hartzog.
Yeah, I'm not going to bank on it.
Unfortunately, saw a little bit of regression with Malcolm Hartzog too.
That's that sophomore slump.
Why does there have to be one?
I don't know. I really don't.
Maybe
people say it's the
not in it.
They have film on you. They now know your tendencies. They're going to attack you differently now. I don't understand it. It's just it happens more often than not.
Steven replied to us, by the way. He was from a North Carolina number. Says, I'm from Nebraska, Huskers all the way. I used to work for a North Carolina company.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for explaining. I appreciate that. Consistent Mike chimed in a couple of times. Said, just my opinion, but our top rusher should not be a quarterback at all this season. I agree with you, Mike. He says, I don't care whether it's running the ball or throwing the ball. I want to see complementary football between both sides of the ball and see how much better Nebraska is. Thanks, Mike, for the input. I mean, you're right on all that, right? I think you're going to see running the ball and throwing the ball, hopefully, from everybody.
Hopefully at a high level.
Eric asked earlier, wiser listeners, do you mean me? Yeah, Eric. Are you over that? Well, never mind.
Eric,
Yeah.
You got a little gray?
A little salt and pepper action?
You're a wiser listener.
Yeah. Either if you got gray or got nothing.
Yeah. Hey, I don't make the rules.
There you go. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, crossover, Austin and Strick join us.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey, neighbor. Nate, there's a fully inflated hot air balloon in your backyard. I know. Isn't it great? But why? You can't keep it there. The homeowners association will go crazy.
Oh, I'm not going to keep it up there. I'm going to fly it over the Nebraska football game on Saturday to get the best seat in the house.
Nate, you don't have to do that. Just enter the Nebraska Lottery's Lotto America Ticket Snap promotion. Until August 5th, buy a Lotto America ticket with the All-Star bonus and enter the voucher number online for a chance to win Nebraska football Skybox season tickets, an incredible football and volleyball weekend experience, or regular football season tickets.
Well, that is a better way to get a great view.
Yeah, one other question. Why is the balloon in the shape of a giant volleyball? You were going to fly over a football game.
It's the only decent thing the rental place had left. It was either this, a hockey puck, a banana, or a giant poodle. Even I have my standards.
Lotto America top prize odds, 1 in 26 million. Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Get ready, Husker fans. The Big Red Preview is coming soon. Join us Saturday night, August 3rd, for an exclusive look at your Nebraska football team in action. Experience the excitement, the energy, the sights and sounds of a game day as the 2024 football season kicks off. Visit Huskers.com/tickets and bring your family, friends, and all your Big Red pride to Memorial Stadium Saturday night, August 3rd. That's Huskers.com/tickets. Brought to you by Husker Athletics and 1890 Nebraska. Winning tradition, future success.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Power combo BOGO? Huh?
Yes, if you purchase an air conditioner, you receive a furnace completely free. At John Henry's, our professionals want to ensure you are comfortable in your home all year long, no matter what Nebraska has to throw at us. Call today to schedule your free estimate and learn more about the free furnace waiting for you. Give John Henry's a call today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Football season is nearly here, and your long wait for year 2 of Matt Rule is almost over. Gear up for the season with 93.7 The Ticket's coverage of Big Ten Media Days from July 23rd to the 25th, live from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Jay Foreman, Amon Green, Adam Carricker, Chancellor Brewington, Derek Pearson, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Nick Sainer will be in Indy for our shows Tuesday through Thursday. Getting the latest news from Nebraska and everyone else around the conference. Coverage of Big Ten Media Days is brought to you by 1890 Nebraska, Stevens and Smith Construction, The Complex, Warhorse Casino, and Riddles Jewelry.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
This is area race announcer James Rowland. Join me and Bree Fansteel every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket for the Finish Line, where we cover all things motorsports from local racing to racing around the world. Every Sunday night from 7 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install them and forget them outfit, long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
You're listening to The Happy Hour with Nick Sainer.
This is a house of learned doctors.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
As soon as your eyes shut, I'm going to punch you square in the face.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. A little crossover action here on the Happy Hour with the gentlemen from On the Block, Austin and Strick. How are you guys?
Great, Rico. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Russell Westbrook, new Denver Nuggets soon.
Yeah.
How about that?
Oh, Strick didn't know.
Hey,
Hey, Stricky. Sign and trade. Russell Westbrook going to the Jazz. They're going to waive him. Chris Dunn going back to the Los Angeles Clippers. He plans to sign with the Nuggets after he gets bought out.
Wait a minute now.
Russell Westbrook, Denver Nugget.
Wait a minute now.
Great backup point guard there for Jamal Murray.
I'm not disappointed.
You're not.
The pick and rolls could be astonishing. Cutting off of Jokic when people turn their backs. Man. He's still athletic. I'm not mad about it.
I saw someone say that he could play the Bruce Brown role.
Yes.
Potentially, if he's bought into it.
Yes.
I say, is he going to buy into his defensive
At this
prowess?
point, he is. At this point, I think he is.
All he has to do is walk into the studio.
Hold on.
Nick!
Hold on. No, hold on. I want everybody to see this. Hold on. I want people to see this. I want everybody.
The saga continues.
Pay attention to
He's checking my
screen.
lunchbox again.
Pay attention to the screen.
Nick.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Right next to the laptop.
Where it's been all show.
Oh, he's
Been there all show.
frustration.
Right there.
My gosh. He came out and tried to blame Stricky.
Nick, look at the
He's
screen.
taking pictures off the wall.
Hey, look at the screen.
He came out and tried to blame Stricky. It's unbelievable.
I hate you.
It's unbelievable.
It was there the whole time. You didn't see it? Did it blend in?
Wow, that's crazy.
My gosh.
Supposed to like your coworkers?
He comes in and says,
you know what
we
he
found
said to
it
me?
for you.
Stricky,
We found your
I
cash.
respectfully asked
Look at
that.
that.
We found it
did
for
not-
you.
I did not accuse you of anything.
I think you did.
No, I didn't. I said, Stricky, when did you get here? And you said 45. I said 1:45, and he goes, yes. And I said, okay. I said, that's all I needed to know.
Okay.
I wanted to clear your name.
I don't know.
See, Rico,
Now
we don't even get a thank you for finding his cash.
I think I feel
Not
like
even a
you-
thank you.
It was,
You
under
guys
your,
are the
it was under
problem.
your laptop.
I
You
feel
guys
like
are the problem.
I
It was
feel
under
like
your
Johnny
laptop.
Cochran.
The whole time.
So
If
ungrateful.
it don't fit,
So ungrateful. We're not
you
even going to
must
ask for a
quit.
portion of it for finding it.
Yeah. Where's my finder's fee? Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Wow.
Look at Daddy.
Stop.
Daddy
No
Warbucks
trust.
over
No
here.
Here's
trust
a
at all.
dollar.
Daddy Warbucks.
I don't
over
want
here.
your money. I don't want your money.
paperwork
Take
in
the
there.
dollar.
I don't
over
want
there.
your money.
Okay, good.
A
Pitiful.
lot of paper there.
Pitiful.
It's really stacked.
A little Greenzo.
Yeah, it's more
Stop.
paper than I've seen in a while.
Stop. Stricky.
My God.
Nikki, you got to put the ones on the outside so nobody knows how much you actually got.
True.
I'm still deciding whether or not I like this wallet. It's relatively new.
Yeah.
I'm sure it works well and it's in your pocket.
Yeah, it is. It does. I don't like folding my money.
Yeah.
But it's like you kind of I don't know. I don't know if I like that wallet or not.
Everybody just must know Nick's got paperwork.
No, that's not it at all. That's not it at all. How's
He's
it going,
like
gents?
Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, I went down to Miami, got 30 grand for an autograph signing. They love Nick Sainer down there.
Big Swim.
They love Big Swim. By the way, follow me on Twitch, Big Swim 937.
Shameless plug.
It is. How's it going, guys?
Great.
Doing
Just
well?
so relieved we found your cash.
I am too. So now, can you guys tell me where it actually was?
Well, it was in my pocket for a little bit. And then when I told you it was in nobody's pocket, it was in Austin's lunchbox.
It was in the top of my lunchbox. And then I took it out and I wanted you to walk to the back because we were going to put it there between segments, but you never walked far enough away.
Yeah, you didn't
So
leave.
then it was under Bella's phone. It was just sitting out
So
on the
Bella
counter
was
for a
in on
little
it.
bit.
Bella had no idea.
It was in Rico's pocket again.
Yep.
And then just now, Rico told you needed the key for the bathroom to get you far enough away that we could just set it there.
I feel bad because I blamed Luke.
I know.
How do you feel?
I don't feel bad.
I said,
You're
Luke,
the one that blamed
I said,
him.
Luke, Rico told me that you took it.
I never use those words.
You know,
that's projecting.
You
I
know
never
what he
use those
really
words.
did? He walked up to him and said, "Luke, I'm your father.
No, I would never say that to Luke. Luke
Give me my
incredible.
money."
I never told you that Luke took it. So you were putting words in my mouth and you accused Luke under false pretenses.
Can we get out of here?
We can.
What's coming up on the show?
Russell Westbrook got traded, by the
to
way.
the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, and then he's gonna get bought out and he's gonna sign with the Denver Nuggets.
That's good for him. Give him a chance at a championship.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good for him. What's coming up on the show today, gents?
ESPN's top 25 athletes since 2000. Jake Eisenberg, voice of the Royals at 2:30.
Hello.
Been a while since we've heard from him with the All-Star break, so it'll be nice to get Jake back on. Hour 2, we'll talk about Georgia's and Greg Sankey's comments at SEC Media Days about Georgia and all that. What
How
does it
about
mean
the
for Florida
scholarship numbers?
State? Scholarship numbers, baseball on the way up.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. Lots to get to with that in hour 2.
There you go. All that and more coming up in just a few minutes on The Block with Strick and Austin. That'll do it for us. We'll talk to you on a Friday tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. We'll talk to you later.
Adios.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Right now at Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down. And I mean everything. Top-tier equipment? Check. 24-hour access? You bet. Free fitness training? Always. Workouts in the free PF app? What a